I want to turn now to the larger issue of 2016, Governor Christie's prospects for a possible presidential run. After a resounding victory in November re-election, the national press labeled him a presidential front-runner. The cover of Time magazine, you might remember, called him the elephant in the room. So will the scandal impact future Republican support? Here with me now is the chairman of the Republican Party, and that is Reince Priebus. You might be a little bit cautious about weighing in on this, and I want to ask this question as a close political observer. Is this a test of leadership for the chairman? Here is what a friend of his, a mentor, former governor of New Jersey, Tom Kean, told the Washington Post. This is Tom Kean speaking. He says, who has known Christie since the current governor was a teenager, faulted Christie for establishing a culture in his tight inner circle in which no one will ever say no to him, and that is dangerous. He also said that Christie's approach to governing is overly aggressive and his agenda is personal. Is this a leadership problem for the governor?
No, I don't. In fact, I think what you saw the other day was leadership, was something that showed that, look, everyone is fallible, David. I'm fallible, you are, everyone on these panels, we all make mistakes. But the real question is, what do you do when mistakes happen? There's no question. He admitted mistakes happen. He admitted he trusted people that lied to him. America's a forgiving people. But they're forgiving when you take ownership, you admit mistakes, you take corrective action, and that's what Chris Christie showed. He stood there for 111 minutes in an open dialogue with the press. Now, only if Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton would give us 111 seconds of that would we find out some things we want to find out about Obamacare, Benghazi, the IRS. I mean, Chris Christie's been totally
Let me pick up on that
here.
point, Chairman. So you have said about the president and the IRS scandal, and there's been no direct tie, of course, to what happened at the IRS to the president, just as there has not been a direct tie to Governor Christie here. But you said then about the president that he set a tone for these things to happen. Is that true here?
But here's the difference.
Is that true here? Did Governor Christie set a tone where the people who exacted this act of petty political retribution thought the boss would acquiesce?
Here's what he did.
It was okay.
Here's what he did, and here's what he admitted. He admitted that he trusted people that lied to him, and he's asking a lot of questions about himself as far as why that happened.
But the question I asked,
wait a minute.
Did he set a tone?
Wait a minute.
Did he set the tone? Because that's what you said the president.
He trusted people that lied to him, and he fired those people. The president doubles down on Eric Holder. He doubles down on Hillary Clinton and Lois Lerner and Susan Rice. It's the opposite effect.
Hold on. Well, there's some deflection going on here, and I respect your position. You said in May of you're the one who brought up the president and the IRS as a comparison. You said there's no denying he, the president, created a culture in his administration that encouraged the targeting of these groups. There's not evidence to prove that linkage. That's your assertion. But if it's good, if that's your assertion about tone there, why isn't it true of Governor Christie setting a tone?
Here's why. Because Chris Christie gave us almost 2 hours of open dialogue and open, really cross-examination with the press, because you can judge a person. You can judge a person's character. We had an opportunity to do that. And so that's what Chris Christie offered, not only to the people of New Jersey, but to people across the country. The president never offered that open dialogue so that people could determine the character of the president.
You've given him a close look. You're chairman of the party. You dig in on these things. How would a rogue operation like this spring up underneath his feet without him knowing about it at all, or without those people who were close to him and who have been close to him for a long time thinking it would be okay if we did this?
Well, look, New Jersey is a huge, complicated government, and so is the Port Authority. People made decisions at the Port Authority that they shouldn't have made, and those people are gone. The person that oversaw, at least in part, some of the decisions at the Port Authority seemed to have apparent knowledge of what was going on. She's gone. After the fact, the campaign manager made comments that were callous, and Chris Christie didn't like it. He's gone.
There's been no direct link made to Governor Christie. Do you think there will be one?
No, I don't think there will be one, because I think we've got a really smart person in Chris Christie, who's a former U.S. attorney who understands what's out there, and thousands of documents have been revealed, and not one single link to Chris Christie has been found.
Let me ask you about your potential opponents for the Republican Party in 2016, and that's Hillary Clinton. We'll talk more about the Robert Gates book and Duty. He writes this in part about the debate over Afghanistan. Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State, told the president that her opposition to the 2007 surge in Iraq had been political, because she was facing him in the Iowa primary. The president conceded vaguely that opposition to the Iraq surge had been political. To hear the two of them making these admissions and in front of me was as surprising as it was dismaying. Certainly, progressive liberal Democrats may have an issue with her taking that position, as reported by Robert Gates. How do you view it?
I think she's a political person. And I think what this country is starving for are real, authentic people that want to serve this country with a pure heart. And when they read these things about Hillary Clinton, when they examine her life, they question it. And I think that this is something that is going to be potentially on the ballot coming 2016 and surrounds Hillary Clinton wherever she goes. Is she real? Is she authentic? Is she genuine? Does she want to serve this country with a pure heart? I think she's political, and I think that Robert Gates' book shows that once again.
And back on the Republican side, is Chris Christie still a front runner, or does he face a personality problem?
You know, we have a lot of good candidates that are at least percolating right now, and I've got a couple from my own state of Wisconsin. So I think we've got a great bench. We're a young, fresh party, and we'll see what happens.
Chairman Reince Priebus, thanks as always. I appreciate it.
Thank you, David.
We're going to take a break here. Coming